I'm not gonna lie. For me, when I see a dude that's not dating a black
It
woman,
triggers you, right? It triggers me. Like, yo, why are you suspicious? Yeah, like, what's going on?
That's a fact.
That's how. Like, when I was younger, I used to be like, oh yeah, you can date anybody. It doesn't matter.
Since you're growing up, it doesn't matter.
But now that I'm older, I'm like.
Nah, I look at
you ever see a black guy with a white girl like in public and you just make eye contact with him and you just kind of like you send a signal like, yo, what's going on over there?
I know something's a little off.
Yeah, like yo, what you doing over there?
Like, love is love.
Like how's it going?
Love is love, and I'm happy.
If I said this, I would have been a hater, but
nah, love is love, and I'm happy for all interracial relationships out there. I'm just saying,
there's a little something going on when you see it.
Dr. Umar said a lot of wild shit, but on that one, he might have been right. So
hey, there's something going on over there.
We back.
I'm back.
Right, we've been back. He's back.
I'm back.
Mr. 305.
Man is back from Miami.
It's the big.
We didn't miss you.
Y'all missed me.
Season.
Y'all capping.
6, episode 2.
Ooh.
K's on it. K's on it. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we need. That commitment. She was here the earliest today.
Just like to point that out.
I was told I owe her lunch.
Yeah, she flamed.
He's just using it as an excuse to take me out. It's okay, baby.
Oh, shit. She flamed everybody pre-recorded. She was like, yo, Kay texted the chat. She was like, I don't like to park in this area because
I saw that.
I just don't feel comfortable parking. And I was like, no, Kay, you good. You can park in the parking lot. They don't tow until 6 p.m., so you're straight. We probably going to wrap up. Kay hit me on the side, was like, these niggas ain't even here. It's about 5 p.m. These niggas ain't here. So what are you talking about? I was like, oh shit. So it's good to see you here. Good to see Gids. I see you with the glasses. I see you with the getup.
Fly guy.
Yeah, bro. What's going on today, bro?
I was just chilling.
He said he was on a date. Don't believe him.
And
I just look fly.
Mr. 305 from the sun to the sun. I see the jet skis and everything.
My man
He didn't catch
having
it.
fun.
He was having fun. How'd you do the jet ski thing though?
What you mean how I did?
Like I don't know. I don't know if it's the bitch in me, but like when they talk about getting on water, I'm like, nah.
Hendro can swim. He's like you were a lifeguard, right?
No, I know he's a lifeguard, but I'm just saying, nah.
Bro, it's really not that bad at all, bro. That's why Malik didn't go with us because he didn't want to. He was scared to go in the water and shit.
He real black.
Yeah.
Louis' last name Willis. It don't get blacker than that.
They don't get any more blacker than that.
That's their last
But yeah, he didn't want to go. But bro, it's just smooth, bro. It's like you're on it's like a little boat.
Don't they say like there's like
It's
a
little
quarter
boat.
of the ocean that we actually know about? There's so much more.
But then
that freaks me out.
Right, I'm like
you're in the ocean, but like honestly, when I'm out there, I don't feel like I'm like it don't feel like I'm
Feels
like,
natural. Feels like you're at home, huh?
Exactly.
Aquaman.
Were you born in Haiti?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he was born in Haiti.
You were born in Haiti?
Bro, I was going to my
So
parents
that's
taking me
weird.
to the beach
That's
when
what
I
I'm
was like 3 months
saying.
old,
Like
bro.
you
bro,
used to.
look,
What
look,
about you?
It's normal for me.
Look, man.
Black
the
Yeah,
way
but like,
my
I
mind
had to
works,
swim to get
the
to
moment
school.
we're on and I hear the jet ski go, I'm like,
nah.
I'm drowning. I'm drowning and I'm gonna die.
That shit is so fun.
This
bro.
ain't my portion.
But yeah, happy to have you back.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the first time listeners, last time listeners, YouTube viewership, Weirdos
folks.
on Google, Apple streamers, Spotify streamers. We appreciate the love and support. Got a lot of feedback from the first episode.
You missed out.
Yeah,
Low-key.
you missed out.
I gave them the opportunity to ask me questions. And
I was hearing back on the episode and it was funny. So definitely check it out if you haven't. We got Invisible Man in the back.
Yep.
Please insert claps, dog. Please insert claps here.
That was sad.
Invisible Man, how you doing? I see the trucker hat on today. No more Dewey. What's going on, bro?
I'll be good.
Look like a.
It's the weather. It's the weather.
Yeah,
It's
I
the weather.
see it, bro.
You had to get flu real quick.
Oh, he got the one hearing on. So what's going on with you? How you been?
I'll be good. Going to school. Really doing my thing.
Sound like a rehearsed answer.
Right.
Going to school, doing my school.
That's what I'm
Doing my thing. Yes.
What's your thing, bro?
Like
Yeah, that's when you put pressure on people. What's your thing?
soccer, going to the gym. You feel me?
Getting good
You feel me?
grades.
Yeah, of course.
What are your grades looking like?
3.8.
Oh, good shit.
Oh, wow, that nigga doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. It's good to see you here. Good to see you rocking. I'm excited to have the whole gang back. We have viewers in here today. Yeah. How's everything?
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to the viewers.
We won't name drop.
I was like, oh.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them though. And yeah, I'm excited for this episode. Definitely excited to, get everyone together. Anything new happen in anyone's life? Like anything?
You could ask Mr.
You want to explain your last night in Miami? I'd like to know that. What happened?
I lost my. I didn't have Instagram, so now I want to actually know about the trip.
Did you miss a flight? Did you miss your flight?
I didn't miss my flight.
Malik missed his flight.
Nobody missed a flight.
They just stayed longer.
Malik said he rebooked.
No. Malik did not book a returning flight.
Wow.
At all. Because
that dude was not planning to return
he
back.
was just like, I'm just going to come back whenever I feel like coming
The
back.
vibes.
Yeah, the
He's there
vibes.
for the vibes.
So he
Shout
never
out to
booked a
remote
return
work.
flight. So he actually stayed, once our last night at the Airbnb, the next morning, everybody left. I was already planning on leaving the day after. So I was leaving on Tuesday.
Because you was with your cousin.
Yeah, I was with my cousin. So I was leaving Tuesday. Malik said it was supposed to be Malik and Vic. Vic was supposed to stay with Malik as well. But Vic ended up getting hurt while he was riding the jet skis.
I saw that on the jet ski.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas.
What happened?
Vic got hurt on the jet ski.
He like sprained his ankle or something.
How?
Yeah, I don't know. It was some crazy
My
shit.
man had a whole
He was
boot on.
going. He was just riding too fast and flew off.
My man Vic, you dramatized that shit.
The water
Nigga
became-
had
How
a
did he
whole-
swim back? Like, what happened?
He was. I don't know. Like he swam back just fine.
I think
Honestly,
adrenaline-
like
See, no, I
nobody
don't
knew.
like that. I don't like that.
I think adrenaline
Nobody
at
knew
that
he
point.
got hurt until like he got back on the jet ski and he was like, "Yo, like my
Something's
leg
not
hurts.
right,
I
yeah.
can't feel
I
my
fucked
leg."
up
Like
my ankle.
da.
Did he? Wait, it was really that bad?
Yeah, so because when he came back, he stopped. We brought him back to like it was like a little dock
The
thing
dock,
that we had to take
yeah,
him.
of course.
But this shit was out in like the middle of the ocean. So we took him back to the
I
dock,
tell you.
and then the boat took us back to the mainland. And we had to. He was like limping the whole time. He couldn't really walk. We had to like help him out. Got back to the Airbnb, got ice and shit. We had to go to dinner that same night.
You had to.
I mean, you didn't have to, right?
Right.
I mean, we didn't have to, but
But
like
it's on the itinerary.
It's like it's written, so we're
that was
going.
like the main. That was the main thing for that day. Like
Okay.
we're going
Okay.
to this
We
place.
going to dinner.
Yeah. We went to shout out to Komodo. That place is fire.
Damn,
That's the
you
place
give
I
a
sent
shot.
you?
Huh?
Did you go to any of the places I sent
You
you?
ain't getting paid for that
Wow,
shit.
hater.
Yeah. Shout out to Komodo though.
Say it twice.
So then.
Right. Like,
They
pay?
same. So he had to leave the next morning.
This
He
story's
leaves.
really long.
He goes home. He gets X-rays. Ends up being like a broken tibia or some
Oh,
shit.
he broke something for real.
Yeah, broken tibia.
Vic, I
like,
take that back. I thought you were just being dramatic.
Nah,
Damn,
bro.
like you really hurt my
He's in a
nigga.
whole shit. Like, yeah, it's bad. He's down bad.
Damn. So like, yeah, he's gonna go through what we went through.
Pretty much.
Having a
Yeah,
cast on and
pretty
everything.
much. Talking about getting
Muscle
surgery and
atrophy,
shit.
surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
It's pretty bad.
All 'cause
if he
of
was
jet
Asian, his
ski.
mom would have been like, "Stop for you, stop for you."
All because of jet ski.
Because of jets.
Just couldn't. Yeah. Hey, fuck it, man.
Honestly, I would've
get
done
well
it for a
soon.
pic.
Get well soon, Vic. I know what it's like to have a lower extremity fucking get hurt, and then you can't do shit, and you're just a forgotten man.
Yeah,
You get left behind.
Exactly.
Right before outside opens.
He'll be fine in a few
Yeah,
months.
he will in a few months.
I mean, if it's bone,
After the
he's gonna
summer.
recover quickly.
Oh yeah, if it
Nah,
was like
he'll be
tendon
good
or
during
something.
summer.
Yeah, if it's all bone, he'd be good. He'd be good.
I wonder
But
if
no,
it was like spring break.
it's good to see everybody back. A lot has happened this week, and this room's gonna get very divided with this topic. We'll
It's
start
gonna
where
be 3
everyone else is
against
starting.
1 and my other friend.
No.
It
not
won't
necessarily.
be. Whoa.
Not necessarily.
Whoa. All right, Kay, you lead the
Say it.
conversation. Quavo and the young lady.
Saweetie.
You didn't even name her name.
I
Yeah,
don't want to say her
Nick-
name incorrectly.
That's
Is
respectful.
this Saweetie?
That's
No, it was
very
never
respectful.
so.
Swati?
You right.
Very respectful. I
Yeah,
appreciate
that's
that.
what I'm saying. Like, I want to be respectful.
Yeah.
What is the young lady's name? Can we fact?
Isn't it Sweetie?
Invisible Man. What?
Yeah, it's Sweetie.
It's Sweetie.
I only said Saweetie
Did
because
it
that
so-
joke with
hold on.
Tracy, whatever.
Side
no, I
note,
was talking.
side
I
note,
was
side
just saying
note.
that
Oh, just-
as a joke for when Tracy.
K. What's got into K?
I don't know.
She's ready to go.
A lot of gender inequality happens.
And
Oh,
law.
you see, they think it's a joke.
And law.
she's
A lot of gender inequality happening.
Yeah,
like
a
Kirby
lot,
saying.
a lot.
We
So-
need some gender equity in here.
Yeah. So Kay, go ahead. What
Go
were you
ahead.
saying?
I was saying a joke about the name. It's Sweetie, but like I said Saweetie because there was like a long-standing joke between Tracy. Who was it again?
Ooh.
It was some celeb who was mispronouncing her name all this time. So it was like
As a man, I don't like to get involved
Yeah,
in women
yeah.
affairs just because at the end of the day, ultimately, ultimately, it'll be seen as though we are taking over and we're not minding our business. So therefore, I like to stay away and just let the women take care of it.
You see how that is a troll.
If you
This
can
is what a
inform-
troll is.
Yeah, he's
What's
trolling. Yeah, he's
This
trolling.
is a troll.
I am not.
This is a troll.
But
I didn't even say nothing.
Yeah, see?
But like
I had to include you.
the over exaggeration is what makes it trolling.
But-
The-
Okay,
the
I'm
man
not-
is over
But
exaggerating.
Kay, I'd like to know. So what happened with young
I don't.
Quavius?
Y'all told me.
What happened with young Quavius and
No, you
Sweetie?
tell me, because I didn't. You guys are the ones that told me. I just saw that they broke
Well,
up. I didn't
man
know there
said
was
young
like.
Quavius.
Well,
I
it
didn't know
was-
there was a thing behind it.
Young
Well, it was
Quavius.
I don't
Friday.
have my Instagram until like the other day.
It was Friday. It's Friday evening.
Okay.
Usually that's when news drops.
Yep.
And it just so happened that power couple
That's right.
in Hollywood
The RG.
decided to
That's right.
exactly.
Yep.
They decided to call it quits.
Okay. So what's the conversation behind the celebrity
So
breakup?
what I like to know is, thoughts around the split. I like to also know, in regards to the actions taken after the split was announced, how you felt about it as a woman. Because that's important to me. I like
very.
to know, and I'm sure these young men would like to know as well.
Very much so.
Right, Invisible
Absolutely.
Man?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Very much so.
So, Kay, please, you had a lot to say in the chat, so I'd like to
Now I'm curious. I'm gonna actually read what I said.
read through.
Let me read it. Hold on.
I
Like
hope
I'm supposed to be scared.
I just hope
Like I'm
everyone
supposed to be
stays
scared.
consistent.
Yeah.
Bro.
that-
Okay,
Whatever
where did the
chat-
conversation
whatever
start?
That's a lot of
Because
innocence
I
going
was
around.
also we're gonna talk about the NCAA after, but what I was referring
Again?
to, yes, we are gonna do it again because I want the viewers to know what you guys think.
Who's you guys? Yeah.
Okay, so
People about to
you
get
guys
canceled.
said. I know we're gonna have to talk about Quavo and Saweetie's situation.
Well,
Curvin
that
said,
you guys.
"Oh wait,
Not
you
you
said
guys. Not you guys.
Hendo.
Not you
Hendo
guys.
said that.
Thank you.
My bad.
Thank you very
Hendo
much.
said that.
Thank you very much.
Now you say what he
Hendo
said.
appreciate
Give me.
said-
Can I fucking talk?
Yes, go ahead.
Hendo said that. Curvin said LMFAO with multiple O's. Hendo said fellow king needs our support with the black fist.
Yeah, that might have been me. That might have
Hendo
been
then repeated himself. Hendo said again, hashtag stand with Quay. And then Gids being messy
I don't like
said,
that, huh?
I'm not done. Then Gids being messy said, I'm just waiting for Kate to see this menacing behavior.
Yes.
And I said, I don't get it. He cheated and y'all sided with him, ? And then Curvin said, no proof. Gids said, I'm innocent here. Curvin said, just lies with the sad emoji. I said, oh, got it. Women lie, men lie more. Lie unprovoked. Then fast forward.
Yes.
And you said,
do that.
Curvin said, we're just believing her word. And I said, so we're just going to believe his word?
Well, someone said something right before that.
I said.
Oh,
So
Hendo
because-
said,
I
so
said-
It was not
because
the
Saweetie,
innocent
oh, I
man.
missed that part, my bad.
Yes.
So then Hendo said,
Probably
so
the most important
because
part.
Saweetie spoke first and said he cheated, that's automatically the entire story, ? I said, so we're just going to
It's a valid
believe his
question.
word.
Yeah, pretty
It's a
valid.
valid question.
Pretty
So
valid.
then we go on
Valuable
and going
question,
on and on,
actually.
and
Yeah.
I say, y'all doing the same thing the people who believe Sweetie are doing. You want to believe who you want to believe. That's really all it is. Like, naturally,
And someone said, hold on.
oh, wait, there's more. Hold
I'm
on.
looking at both sides.
Yes.
But clearly, Sweetie not telling us everything.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Hendo, the culprit, said,
said that.
I'm looking at
Said
both.
that.
But clearly, Sweetie
Said
not
that.
telling us everything. I said, how you know? Quavo told you? And then Hendo said, he said, quote, you are not the woman I thought you were. There's more to the situation. And I said, LMAO, that is what you thought was the giveaway, Hendo. You know that's a classic toxic line. It translates to, you
I
weren't.
didn't see that as
no,
toxic
I'm saying
at all.
this.
No, I'm saying I know what you said. I said I didn't see it as toxic.
You see
at all.
how- I was
Neither
just
did I.
talking, and then-
Admittedly so. I didn't.
Someone did drop an
I wasn't
an
done
emoji.
with what
Let
I
her go,
just
let her go,
said.
let her go.
And
Yeah.
I said,
I
that
apologize.
line translates to, you weren't the easy woman I thought I could walk over. But we'll see, or it'll disappear like Megan Tory.
And I said, and then what I said.
And
that's
then
the
you
feminist
said
in
that's
you
the
speaking.
feminist in me speaking. And I thought there was a better giveaway, but that's not it. And I said, and then we went on about the NCAA conversation.
Yes.
But-
So yeah, keep going.
I don't really. So what I said is what I just said. But aside from it being a celebrity breakup, what's her face? Saweetie spoke first.
Yes.
So she said,
Not all the gifts can
not all
cover
the
up.
gifts cover the whatever. And then she said, if you're doing it to me, it doesn't make it exciting because you're doing it to other women or something like that.
So I guess my question.
So, okay, ask me your question.
Yeah, I'd like to know, just to kind of, bring it in, now that we have this information, I'd like to also kind of just ask the question to the group. Do you think that Saweetie is telling the truth? That's one. And then the second question is, do you think that there's more to the story? I know Endo gave his opinion, but do you think Saweetie's telling the truth?
Well, I don't know who's telling the truth.
I'm saying, do you think? That's why I'm asking.
I
your
think there's
opinion.
obviously more to every story. Like, there's probably more to his story. There's probably more to her story.
So do you think that he was cheating?
If she said that,
Interesting.
if that's what she said, that he was doing it to other women, I mean, it's normal for her to get like a couple Birkins, but that nigga was just gifting after gifting. That sounds like a little bit of guilt to me.
Oh.
Men can't not be
can't-
generous.
Men can't give.
No, you see, now y'all mishandling my words.
We're asking a question.
I just said
We
it
was
seems a
asking a
little
question.
guilty to me.
We was asking a question because I remember we had a podcast.
I said, why he
not
doing
too long
that?
ago. I think it was a Valentine's Day one. We was talking about giving.
My love language is gift giving.
Okay, so
Maybe
but now
that's
you're
so
kinda-
weird.
kinda
No, bro.
saying that it
See,
might-
that's my problem with
Listen,
y'all.
you just said what you just said.
I know, I said that. I said-
it seems a little guilty to me because he's giving her a lot of gifts.
And that's
You
someone's
just
love
said
language.
that.
I said
don't
my
know.
love-
Hold on, let Kate talk.
I said my love language is receiving gifts, and I like giving gifts.
Okay,
as well.
so her love
and then
language
I
can't
said,
be receiving
damn.
gifts too.
I didn't say it couldn't be. All I said,
But you
I
said
said,
it looked-
damn.
you said it
She
looked
getting a lot,
suspicious.
you
You said it
know.
was
Look,
guilty.
it's kind of like when what's his face? The other Migos, Offset and Cardi. How he was just going and going. Like obviously we knew his guilt, and he just kept giving and giving and giving
Well, y'all
and
won.
giving gifts. Yeah, y'all won.
I won.
But then he got her back, so good for her and him.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
I don't know.
I guess ultimately, and I know
Sounds to me
I know
like
we're
you're
joking.
unsure of your opinion.
I'm very sure. I said I like
like you're
receiving
unsure of
gifts,
your opinion.
but if I am very good at giving gifts, and I'm also very good at accepting gifts. But if somebody like you ever meet somebody who just does like way too much, like is way too nice, like it just seems
has to be something off, huh?
something is going off.
Oh,
like,
okay.
something is.
Okay.
Sus. Like sometimes
So
it's
nothing
like it's
can't
like
just be what it is. So.
I never said nothing.
Hints
I'm just
of
saying sometimes
suspicion.
it's like, well, I was watching this new show and the girl was paying for she had killed the brother. Sorry, I'm gonna give it away. She killed the brother and felt really guilty about it. So she started gifting the houses. She started paying all these things. Obviously, the sister doesn't know, and someone else outside is like, why is she doing all that stuff for you? Like that's weird. Turns out she killed the brother and she had the guilt. So I'm not saying it's equal. I'm just saying.
You're just saying
Saying it's
that
suspicious.
ultimately you're a little suspicious of
Yeah, ultimately. Like, I'm
Is
saying that
gift
one
giving.
time somebody got me, like, a really expensive gift. And I was like, you guys know I don't really date. So this was, like, very much out of the blue. I was
Yeah.
like, why are you buying me this? Like, thank you, but now I'm curious.
But wouldn't that then be kind of difficult for a man? I think that's where I want to take the conversation. It's just in regards to like, if I do something nice,
She gonna think
she's gonna
something
suspect
else.
something. Like if I do something out the blue, like, because I've heard a lot of women like, I just want like something
I want it to be like-
spontaneous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Something
Yes.
like,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Something
I want
romantic.
something
Talk about
romantic.
it.
Like I want something unexpected.
But we all,
like
like-
a good surprise. And if you do that,
Now it's like, wait.
now
It's
it's
like,
like,
huh.
wait a minute.
Is this
She starts
romantic or
looking at
is this
funny
I'm
stuff.
saying there's always a gut feeling in you that's like, There's that gut feeling. Like if somebody's doing all these nice things and I don't have a gut feeling, I'm not gonna think. It's kind of like that. All men are trash. Like don't be offended if you're not trash. I wasn't talking about you. I don't have that gut feeling that you're trash.
So you don't believe all men are trash?
No, I believe men are trash. Maybe there's some of them that like aren't, but I believe like men are trash.
This is
So, like,
a very
are you
complex
upset?
assertion she's making
So
here.
wait, are you upset that I say that?
I'm not upset.
Well, I'm
Okay,
not upset.
are you upset?
I'm not upset.
Because you guys are good men.
I know
I like
ain't
to
trash.
think. I like to think you guys are good men.
Yeah, it's-
And that's why you guys don't get mad.
Yeah,
When I say stuff like
we're
that.
just laughing at how you said
But
it.
I
But
guess-
that's like it's like I don't know. But when I say all men, like I'm being like 100%. When I say men, I'm like it's like 90, like 93. Not all.
98.
I guess ultimately
Like
my
98,
thing
yeah.
is like at the end of the day, I feel like the same way, I guess.
But again, I have to say this as a disclaimer.
Go
I
ahead.
literally do not speak for every single woman on the planet.
No, I know.
I say that like every episode,
we've
but I want to
cleared that.
also
We've
make
cleared
it
that
very
up.
clear.
Definitely.
Clear it up. If you're new here.
Yeah,
say it
I
again.
make that
You-
very
you-
clear. Like you can absolutely have 110 different. Like you can very much accept.
But I think ultimately, you know, I know we're joking. I think ultimately, though, it puts. I just think about how difficult it is for men to date in 2021.
it's so
That's
hard.
the conclusion I
man.
drew
Oh
here.
my god!
And that is
It
a challenge.
exhausting. how
That's a
hard it is
challenge I
for
wanted
men.
you to get
I
to
want you to
Curve.
elaborate on that.
Yes,
I feel like
can you
I agree with
elaborate?
you.
And
Well, here's the thing. That's
Extend on
difficult,
that
right?
Men
point,
love
sir.
to be oppressed.
Hold on,
Like, let's just say that they
Hold on, let's not
love
go
like
there.
Hold on.
Let's not go
Curve is
there.
they
speaking.
love it.
Let's not go
Like
there.
oh my god, it's so
Hold on.
Let's
hard.
not go there.
It's
Okay,
so
let's not go
hard.
there.
I just
I
feel
think
like-
Curve would like to
for them.
elaborate.
I just feel like, right? Women, not all, but
Our invisible friend is now interested in the
hold
conversation.
on. I just feel like
So,
hold on. I feel like women, not all,
Not you, Nick.
not all have a preconceived notion that men are trash.
What'd you
Right?
I missed that. What?
That women, not all,
Okay.
I'm generalizing,
Yeah,
but
see,
have a
women.
preconceived notion that men are trash. So the moment you do anything that's nice for a young lady, or out of the blue, spontaneous, it always comes with suspicion.
If there is a gut feeling, there
But
isn't
that's what
always
I'm
a gut
saying.
feeling.
But that's what I'm saying. Out of the blue, the human side of anybody would be like, why did they do this? Like, what made you do this for me? Why can't it just be, out of the generosity of my heart, I did something nice for you?
You're generous?
Of course.
Oh my God.
Of course. But I'm just saying, like, in general, all those Birkins, maybe she said, hey, I like Birkins. And he was like, you know what? I want to make her the happiest woman on earth. Here's a bunch of Birkins.
Men can be generous?
See, she didn't have the gut feeling. Maybe she didn't have the gut feeling. I'm just saying, like sometimes I do get that gut feeling, and I'm like, why are you being so nice?
See?
But
And
Like
that's why-
sometimes, like I met
don't
somebody
like
the other
that.
day, and they'll like reach for a hug, and I
don't
won't.
like
I'm
that.
like,
I
what
don't
are you
like
doing?
that.
And they're
I
like,
don't
I'm
like
hugging you, and I was like, oh,
You,
just like
you see? That preconceived notion. And that's
Exactly,
why
but
it's
like I
tough
was
for
talking to
men.
kids.
What about the good guys out there?
Facts.
But that's the
what
problem.
I'm saying.
KK has been highlighting that we shouldn't like talk about the good guys because the good guys are accounted for already. So
yes,
we
Like,
shouldn't talk about them.
We're not talking about you.
Yeah, she's trying to say the
But-
accounted for.
No, I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Like we
that's why it's
respect
difficult.
the good men that like, spoil their women.
But that's what I'm
and do
saying.
all
That's
these
why
things.
it's
when there's no
difficult.
gut feeling, like it's perfect.
Because
But if a
it-
woman has a gut feeling about something, something's
If guys walked around and saying like, "Yo, all women are trash," see? And that would
I don't get offended.
I'm
I know
saying
you're not
though,
talking about me.
A lot of women would be offended about like, the fuck, nigga, who you talking to? Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we.
But I also think there's a difference. Like maybe it's just me, but
Okay,
sometimes
speak about
when
it.
women say men are trash, like a lot of the times it could be about heartbreak or like other stuff, but the other time it's like real stuff. When men say women are trash, like it's usually about heartbreak or some girl that did him dirty in the second grade.
See, you're generalizing.
See?
And
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You're generalizing.
So that's why we're laughing at the beginning when you said that.
You see? You're generalizing.
That's why we're laughing when she said that at the
You
beginning.
see?
You see that?
Endo, I like
Obviously,
to get,
I'm being aggy, but it sounds like Hendo's getting a little offended.
I like
so
to
I'm
get-
gonna calm
yeah,
down.
I like to
I'm
get-
gonna calm
no,
down. Hendo's
just
upset.
letting you know.
Hold
Hendo's
on,
upset.
I'm ready. Yeah,
Handles
Endo,
upset.
I like to get your what's your opinion about this situation? What's going on? Like,
So
you know what I'm
when
saying?
men-
You had a lot to say. I just
Yeah,
like
let's
to,
hear.
Are we still talking about the Quavo one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
we
not
are,
just
we are.
That's
not
like
just
the
Quavo.
underlying conversation,
Yeah,
but there's
not
more.
just
That's more, that's
Quavo,
more.
but just in general,
The
men
NCAA.
dating in 2021.
2021.
I like to
Like, I wanna
what are
hear
some of
about,
the
like,
challenges
your
that men
thoughts.
face?
I mean, you kind of pointed it out.
Say it again.
I feel like when women have this preconceived notion that men are trash, or that all men are trash, whatever you want to say.
We already
I said men.
It-
I didn't say all, but men.
Okay, and for the good guys out there, we're starting from like now we gotta start. It's like
for the
when
guys
we're-
like us, man.
Thank you for guys like us.
Come on.
We
Yeah.
Ultimately, just
start at a disadvantage,
Yeah. Okay.
I know.
and that's
It's
kind
hard.
of
It's
hard.
tough.
So now we gotta work our way back
just to get an even.
just to get an even start from some
Sounds
other
like the
nigga
glass
did.
ceiling in women and men pay gap, but
what?
like we have to like work a little bit harder.
Ultimately,
to, like,
that's
I mean,
Like,
you want
you have to do it-
you
you have to do it in dating,
You want
like,
to compare
sorry,
that?
we have to
you
do
wanna
it in
compare this to
life.
dating? You really want to compare that
No,
to
I'm just
dating?
saying, like, sorry, you have to do it in dating, but, like, we have to do it in life.
I mean, so do we.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say
what was
like
your
that's
point?
a false.
I'm just saying, like, this is an example.
So do we.
But, like, exactly, we both get it, but, like, there's,
so
like,
what was-
a little not
where were you
that
going with
deep.
that one?
I'm saying,
Where were you
like,
going with that
my
one?
thing is, I'm saying, finally, men can finally
feminist in her.
experience
Where
the
were you
fact
going
that
with that
we
one?
have to meet them halfway in certain situations. They only got to do it in dating.
You know
Maybe
what?
not only, but, like,
I would say this.
We're talking about dating right now.
Elaborate what you're saying. You're saying like
I said, like, sorry, men have to work a little bit harder to meet women halfway when it comes to dating. And I said, finally, you can experience what women have to do on a daily to meet men, like, a little bit closer in society. That's what I said.
My rebuttal
I'm not
to
comparing
that,
them. I'm just saying,
No, I
like,
know what you mean.
you get a little experience.
But my
You know, you
rebuttal
get a little,
my
a
rebuttal
little
to that
taste.
is-
All right, but we
Here's the thing that's
already have
difficult.
that experience.
yeah, Hendel
Yeah,
says
I'm
as
saying
black
they have
men.
that in common. Men and women have that in common. Like, men have to work a little bit harder to, like, compensate for the bad
But
guys, and
you
women
were
have to
saying
compensate
it.
a little bit.
You were saying it as if like we didn't understand what that meant.
No, I
like,
said, like, finally you can, like, relate to what women have to go through.
Okay.
Yeah, but Hendel's
But,
I'm
my
highlighting
fault,
it.
Gids. I'm gonna let you go. But it just that what Endo just said, just in regards to like acting like we don't go through the same thing. I think that for me is what's difficult when I hear like I'm all about like women getting their pay and making sure if you're doing the same work that I'm doing, you have the same amount of pay as me.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. But I think where, for me, it falls on deaf ears is just like when I hear about like, you don't know what we go through. And I think as a black man, it's difficult to hear that. Just listen to what I'm saying. Kay, don't do that.
This is what we were talking about a little bit earlier,
I know,
too.
But I'm
I
just
know,
saying,
I know.
I'm just
It's
saying
intricate.
ultimately, like as a black man, the shit that black guys go through, obviously we're the most targeted in America species.
Yep.
That's not anything where it's like we could
No, that's fact,
That's
yeah.
a fact, right? So like, it's difficult to hear that, and then after that, like when feminism comes in and it's like we want equality, you guys don't know what we go through, and we're sitting there like dog, like
We as
we're-
in black men, right?
yes, we
okay.
as in black
yeah.
men, of course. It's difficult just to like. It's easy to empathize, but it's difficult to be like, no, we're the oppressor. Like, it's hard for a black guy to feel like an oppressor.
Yeah.
I feel like, at least
Yeah,
for me.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's like
I know what
the
you mean.
amount of.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying.
No, go. No,
I'm not saying that-
I have a little bit of something.
Yeah,
that I'm not
everybody
saying
get their
that-
turn, kid.
Yeah,
Everybody get their turn.
I'm not sitting here saying that like women don't go through anything. That's not. I'm not trying to sit here and say that. But what I'm saying is, it's difficult as a black guy to hear that you have power, and it's like in America it doesn't feel
It
that
doesn't
way.
feel that way at all.
That's all I'm saying. It just doesn't feel that way in America, and it's difficult to hear like you guys abuse power and you guys do this and you guys do that, and I'm sitting there like, dog, I'm fighting for my fucking life out here.
Right.
That's how it feels ultimately.
When
for
you're
a
in
guy.
the meeting with the white folks, it's like,
Yeah, I'm not saying that there's not scumbags
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
world. I'm not saying that there's not things that women go through. All I'm saying is at the same time, it's difficult. I feel like it's more difficult for a black guy when you have your own shit that you're going through and the own shit that you face. That's all
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying.
absolutely. But I also want to like point out like there's like the angry black. Like there's like a bunch of things. Like you have the advantage of being a man. Let's take away the fact that you're black.
Yeah, and
so
I
you
agree with that.
like you already have the advantage. Like the most hated person in America is the black woman. They don't say that about black men. You guys will get like the way that police brutality hits black men, health hits black women. So there's
sure.
parallels.
And
Like
I
there's
agree with
obvious
that.
parallels where the stuff like that happens. So when you say as a black man, like it hurts me when like whatever you just said, I'm just like absolutely that makes perfect sense because you're not the oppressor.
What does it
Like
hurt
you're not.
me? Well, of course, I hate that women. go
Yeah,
through
like
what they
you
go
hate
through.
that, but like you also like can't deny the fact that you have that advantage as a man.
Okay, we
So
just
it's
see it on
like-
different levels.
Yeah, like naturally, like you naturally have the upper hand. Like at the end of the day, if there was a job, we both had the same qualifications, like everything worked out perfectly. More likely that black man is gonna get that job. More likely that black man is gonna get that opportunity
Over a white woman.
No, I said a black woman.
Over a black woman.
of a black woman.
And that's what I'm saying. That's where feminism for me gets divided. 'Cause
So like
there's white
naturally,
feminism
then
and
there's-
black feminism.
Yes, yes.
And
so naturally, like you got black men have like I'm not saying like yes, black men go through everything. I'm just saying like as a man, you naturally have.
I have a
that
question for you, Kay.
advantage.
So, don't you think in certain situations, like the black woman will get it because the black woman is less threatening than the black man?
I never thought about that, but that's an interesting
that's a pretty
point.
fair situation.
I think so.
Well, you're gonna say it's fair because it works in your advantage for your conversation, but I never thought about that.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
No,
Yeah,
because I like seeing both sides.
No, you're gonna say, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Well, to thread into my take on it. So here's the thing for me, and that's why I established this point. Like for me, what's hard, right, about dating in 2021?
Also, everyone loves black men. Like not a lot of people. Like black men don't even like black women.
That's true. So
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
no. I mean,
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I had
I'm sorry,
to slide that in
Gibbs.
there.
It's cool, it's cool.
I had to.
I'm sorry,
Sorry.
Gibbs.
I'm sorry.
First of all, I love.
But remember when I said black,
I'm
like
gonna sound
black
like
men?
an old
I didn't say all. You see
love
how
my
I didn't say
Nubian
all, and he
queens.
felt attacked. You see how I didn't say all, and he felt attacked.
No.
I'm just.
Here's my thing, right?
Damn, I still have 470
Like my
calories.
number, like I always say this in every
Wait,
conversation.
wait. My bad, kids. Sorry, you know I didn't interrupt him. I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
My number
Everybody
one
likes
thing-
black men.
My number one thing.
that is true. She has
My
a
number one thing
In
is
dating.
always like, I love black women, and as I get older, and I realize like the guys that are
What
with
kind of black woman?
Nubian queens.
Thank you.
Thank
That's so cringy.
Thank
I hate
you.
that.
The hotel
starting to scare me there.
Oh my Nubian queens. Listen.
I'm cringing.
No. Listen. I love black women, and the older I get, in like. I'm not gonna lie. For me, when I see a dude that's not dating a black
It
woman,
triggers you, right? Yo,
I'm
it triggers me.
like,
It triggers me. Like, yo, why are you?
something suspicious.
Yeah, like, what's going on?
That's a fact.
That's how I am. Like,
Yo,
when I was younger, I used to be like, oh yeah, you can date anybody. It doesn't matter.
I said you growing up in
It doesn't matter. But now that I'm older, I'm like,
Nah, I look at him funny.
You ever
When
see
you
a
date-
black guy with a white girl like in public and you just make eye contact with him and you just kind of like you send a signal like, yo, what's going on over
look,
there?
I know something's a little off.
Yeah, like yo, what you doing over there?
Love
Like,
love is love.
like, how's it going?
Love is love, and I'm happy.
If I said this,
for
I
all-
would have been a hater, but
Nah, love is love, and I'm happy for all interracial relationships
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
There's a little something going on when you see it.
Dr. Umar said a lot of wild shit, but on that one, he might have been right. So, hey.
Yeah, there's something going on over there.
But kids, keep going with your point. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
so this is my point about the whole thing. I think, and I was talking to Kia about this earlier. I think the problem is there. You know, between men and women. You know, there's a disparity. Like women obviously have, like especially black women, you know, have the shorter end of the stick, right? But I think the problem is
They outnumber us, kids.
right. So the problem is, I think when even though like yeah, men are a problem and all, you know, all these things are happening, we get it. But when
you say
the
and.
generate when people generalize and we know fine when you say men, the good ones are accounted for, right? But I think as this speech moves toward that direction and people just like take it like, oh, it's a given, we've accounted for the good men, what ends up happening is that even good men are met with like this outlook, like and I'll give you an example. Like I was talking to Kay about this earlier. I was in a feminist theories class, right? Mm-hmm. And I was defending a black woman. And because of the perspective with which men are looked at, right? She automatically thought I was against her. Without even hearing what I'm saying, it took the professor.
Who was a woman?
Who was a woman. It took a professor who was a woman to step in and say, no. Gideon's actually defending you. Like, he's actually, like, what you're
back.
yeah, like, what you're saying is actually, like, self-defeating. And that's the thing that I find is problematic in dating. Where you get into it, and before you can even show who you are, you know what I mean?
Preconceived notions.
And apart from like the preconceived notions, they actualize in certain ways. Where like all these games that are being played, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes you're not even aware of it, but it gets you, and you're like, I knew it, like,
Yeah.
and you're not even aware of it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Because
like,
I will say, like, at the end of the day, like, honestly, ladies and for men, having sex on the first night don't make her a hoe, guys. Come on. And I'm tired of that.
Because I hate
topic
you.
again?
But niggas ruin that. Niggas ruin that. You ruin it for niggas out there that are like, yo, let's have sex on the first night. It's not wrong with that. But because there's niggas out there and that's the preconceived notion, niggas ruin that. I know it's not women. That's a nigga's fault.
And to cement my point, I get why, like, you know, those notions are there. But what I'm saying is that being aware of those preconceived notions is valuable to be aware of it. Because when you're not aware of it, like what I'm describing happens, where you block even people that, like men that are active allies.
So you think, like, do you feel like people should self-check themselves?
There's a lack of awareness about those preconceived notions. And the thing is, like, I think what's harmful is that the proximity of black men and black women, we are in community with each other. You know what I mean? And the thing is like that doesn't mean we don't check the black guys, you know, that are I guess hurtful and you know problematic and causing all these chaos. But I think the more people are aware of like these preconceived notions, the more allies are found. Like black men that are actually doing the right thing, black men that have done the work, black men that have slipped through the cracks that are not, you know, kind of like, I guess like programmed by the society that we live in, can actually be on the right side. You know what I mean? We can facilitate a community, but I feel like people, and it's become a trend, right? It's become a hot topic. So it's like every little thing that has a semblance to like, you know, gender and being wrong, being a man and being wrong, it's kind of like, and it's kind of like, no, sometimes I think some of these conversations move from gender to human to human. Sometimes. Because sometimes what's happening is not even harmful. It's just human to human. And I'll give you an example.
Yo, what's wrong with your face, bro?
I'll give you an example.
It sounds like that. Yeah, I don't see color.
No. It's not about seeing color. It's not about seeing color.
Okay.
I obviously said there's a problem there. I
Yeah.
obviously said there's preconceived notions, but
Okay.
there needs to be a level of awareness.
All right,
I say all
you
that.
cut it up. You cutting up right now. Okay.
All I'm saying is that there's certain things, right, that happens between me and my sister, right? My sister and I will fight over something, and it's fine. And it's because it's not noticed that I'm a guy. You know what I mean? It's like we're siblings, we're fighting, you know. I'm not seen as like, oh, you're a girl. It's like you're my sibling, you know, and you're older than me. But the same thing can happen between me and another girl, and all these things of gender is like drawn up. And it's like, but like, you see what I'm trying to say, right?
I thought when we had the conversation earlier, I thought maybe like she didn't appreciate you mansplaining something that like you probably won't relate to as a man. Maybe this is like maybe that's what she was thinking. And when another woman is saying like no, like hear him out, like she's like, okay, well this woman has shared the experiences, and if maybe like not saying that like she was needed to be persuaded, but I'm saying like, okay, you have experience, you have the same women experiences that I have, and you as a professor, like you're probably educated to notice when things are happening like that I should probably peep. And so when the professor was like, okay, me as a woman and your professor, this man who's also a student in this class is saying something that's right, like give him another try.
Right,
and then I also said like sometimes you can't just turn off that switch. It's like, yes, let me just take off the lens of being a woman, or let me just take off the lens of being a black woman or being black in general, and say, okay, let me hear you out. Like it's not easy till you
It's not easy.
take
It's
that
not easy
shit
at all.
off.
I guess my point. It's not easy at all. I think my thing is that in that class, I could go into it. The conversation that the kid's talking about. I was in class. There was a girl that was identified as a strong black woman, right? And I asked her, I was like, "Hey, do you think
She had
apart
a head wrap. Come on. Give it up.
This man,
She had a head wrap.
So
She had a head wrap.
So
I don't know if you guys have been in those gender equality classes, but
Nah.
so it is like it's a
I don't
tough
think I
class
ever
to be in.
wanted-
So yo,
It's a tough class,
But
for
Kara,
sure.
here's the thing. So she
Okay.
says that, right? And in my
My eyes all
mind,
the time.
again, as a black man, you know,
professor was a
having
white
close
woman.
proximity with black women, I thought to myself like, yo, identifying as just the strong black woman could put you, you know, in a space where harm can be dealt your way. Because if you keep seeing yourself through the strong lens, sometimes you might be in situations where being strong is not the right option. You know what I mean? You might want to go, wait, actually, I don't have to be strong for this. Like, these are all these other options that I could pick from.
Yeah,
but if
yeah.
you strongly identify with, like, I'm a strong black, you will put yourself in harm's way. So I asked her, I'm like, hey, do you think there could be something wrong with just, like, And she's like, no, I'm a black woman, and I have to be strong. And I'm like, I get it. But do you see that it could be problematic?
You
a
try
little
to
bit?
use tonality with her.
Bro, I
lower
tried.
his
I tried because
voice, take things
Wasn't
down.
hearing
I knew I was going into. I knew I was in hostile territory. I'm like, yo, this is
was
crazy.
not hearing it.
I know it's like hostile. So I asked her, and she was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. My point is that I think you're more than strong. You're strong. You can be emotional. You know, there's all these spectrum of
it
emotions
was like
and identity.
explaining her.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, which is true.
She said you were mansplaining, bro.
And see, that's the thing. That's the thing. And I was talking to Kia about it. That's the thing about thinking in paradigm and in context. In that context, I'm not mansplaining. In that context, it's kind of like, hey, there's something that you're missing here to your detriment. And if I tell you, it'd be something that will benefit you. I'm not mansplaining to you. I'm telling you, like, hey, there's a blind side here. That's not mansplaining. That's me trying to come to your aid and protect you. So if
He's saying like, listen to what I'm saying. It's gonna better you.
No. I'm saying,
Think about
hey, look to your left. There's a car coming. That's not me saying I'm gonna bet.
I know.
Look, we
We could go on for like.
Yeah.
we got somebody I want to call. They had a lot to
They
say.
had a lot.
Oh wow.
They had a lot to say on Twitter. Caused a lot of.
He made a big
controversy.
mistake. Did he delete those tweets?
He
Nah.
got
Let me go
canceled.
find him.
I said,
I know.
He's
I know he
canceled.
didn't delete them.
I said, yo, pull up those tweets.
Let me
I
find
said,
him.
I don't know if he's gonna survive this one.
He's canceled.
I don't know if he's gonna
What's
survive
his-
this one. Hey, bud,
No, that's not him. What's his thing?
this is the
Yep,
Done
yep.
That Before the
Get close
podcast.
to the mic.
This is Done That Before the
What's his
podcast.
Twitter?
We're reporting live.
What?
We got some folk out here pulling up your tweets.
That's nice. It's I'm not private, so everybody can take a look at my tweets.
Could you say your Twitter? Get your promo off.
Kitty cat beans.
It used to be Dame Cabeza.
That's 2 T's. What was it?
It used to be Dame
It used to be
Cabeza.
Dame Cabeza.
Yo, that shit's bad for
So my man Quab in the building. What's going on, brother?
Nothing, just watching myself explain great, beautiful basketball.
Excellent. Listen. While we interrupt your day here, just want to get your quick take on the Quavius and Saweetie.
Quavius. It's so funny how you say that.
First of all, I don't care about them two nor their relationship.
Keep going. Great start. Keep going.
Two, I made a comment about what they both tweeted because I don't care about them two, but the subject was just interesting to talk about.
Interesting. Okay. What's your
I
take?
care about the subject, not them, because they're two rich people I never meet a day in my life.
Excellent. So what's
Yeah,
your take
I
on the
agree.
subject?
They're just two people that dated. Somebody accused somebody of cheating, and another person checked out the relationship, but didn't say anything and didn't really move on until like she just tweeted. That's what I think of it.
Oh wait, let me just read the tweet.
Yeah. What was your tweet, Quab? Read
So
Quab's
this
tweet.
girl tweeted, Sweetie saying, I emotionally checked out a long time ago. I felt that when females are done, they done. Quab quoted it and said, 1, women tell you that emotional cheating is equal to physical cheating. 2, women
that
tell
I saw that too.
women
I saw
tell
you, like-
preach I don't know what that is. Women preach that if you're gonna cheat on a person, why stay with them? Just leave. Number 3, women also do shit like this, pointing to what the girl said about being emotionally checked out a long time ago.
Can you speak
So
to that,
I
buddy?
guess maybe I don't know, maybe I'm interpreting
Buddy.
wrong, but I guess he's saying that sis been checked out, why did she stay? But always expect the man to leave when they're checked out. Is that what it is?
Is that what it is, Quab?
You're very good at reading English.
First of all, Quab,
People couldn't read what I said. Like, wow.
This is on. This.
We're gonna have to cut that out.
yeah, we're firmly cutting that
Yeah,
out.
we're firmly.
First of all, I forgot.
Nah, leave
keep
that.
going.
Nah, cut that shit out.
We gotta guess, guys. We gotta guess. Come on. So Quab, speak to that.
People were confused. I'm just like, what are you confused about? It's just the English language that you speak and I speak.
So you're saying that? Are you calling out the hypocrisy?
Yes, a bit of it. And also,
A
I'd
little
like
bit.
to add that I'm a troll. My job is to troll people.
Now.
Yes.
He's back. That's not a strong man.
Was trolling, right? They were trolling.
Hold on. Wait.
Yeah, it doesn't take away from what's happening, but I'm trying to say you were trolling first. Because you're gonna like spark into conversation.
Oh, we gotta guess. Hold on. What'd you say? Quab?
I'm a troll, but I meant everything that I meant in that tweet.
Okay, so you meant everything you
He's
but
troll, but yeah.
Here's my thing, right?
Two
So
things
you
can
think
happen at once.
You think at the end of the day,
I think they're being hypocrites, 1,000%.
okay, bet. So you think she should have just got up and left?
I have a question for
Yeah,
Quab.
because you're like what I've been told by the many women that I listen to. Because
He said he's
I
also
feel like
entertaining
black
3 women
need to
at
be
the
listened
time.
to
So this one
and
is
heard and made feel special. So I try to listen to them.
You okay,
always.
Truther?
Okay.
And what I've heard was that emotional cheating and emotional investments in a relationship are just as crucial as physical cheating and physical investments in a relationship.
Correct.
So if you're checked out emotionally out of a relationship, why are you still there?
I have a question
Wait.
for Quab.
Hold on. Leave it. Let it.
Okay.
Let it
All right.
sit.
Let him
Kay,
settle. Let him
would you like
marinate.
to respond to
Am I
that?
the spokesperson for every
No,
fucking
I'm just
question?
saying, Kay, would you like to respond to that? I'm just asking if you would.
Oh,
I would never
I wasn't
tell you
prepared.
what to do.
I
Men
wasn't prepared.
cannot-
do you want me
first
to
of all-
respond to the fact that why she stayed?
Yeah, I'm saying like what Quab was just saying
Yeah.
is at the end of the day, she stayed knowing that she was emotionally checked out.
Yes, and emotional is technically the same as physical.
Correct.
In a
So-
woman's eyes.
so
So if
what-
she wasn't feeling it, why she stayed?
Yes, correct. That's the question that Quab asked. So I'd like to know, like, why would you feel like women? Because not just her, women do
Like
that.
women,
like
yeah.
a lot of women do that. But so like,
Yes, because a famous quote saying is, women are done in a relationship before the man even knows it. They've checked out before they leave you. That's what I've heard women say over and over and over again.
exactly. So what about?
I'm not the relationship person.
I guess here's
but
my thing,
I guess
right?
maybe she
What
thought
about when-
he would change. Maybe
So,
he's
but here's my
convincing her
thing.
to stay. I don't know.
Here's my thing, and this is for the whole group. Why is it okay that women are able to do that and like be like? It's seen as though
They want to be oppressed
I'm
so
just
bad.
saying. It seems as
They're
though
like,
that
why
women are
can't-
able to do that.
Why can women do this?
Wait, but listen,
Men
listen. It
can't.
seems that women are able
Y'all
to do
wanna
that,
bring up
and,
double
and it's
standards all
looked
the
at.
time, bro.
It's looked at like.
Hendo's very upset at this episode.
I'm really not. I'm just
Hendo's
saying.
like
let me
very
get my question
like.
off.
I'm just saying. You keep bringing up double standards, like
No,
yo,
I would.
Let me get my question off. Question off. Right. So women is seen like it's more well received when they stay throughout and they emotionally check out, and after that, like let's say for example, let's just say that she cheated on him.
Mm-hmm.
It would be in the public eye like, well, I can understand that she was emotionally checked out. She went through a lot of trauma. But when that happens with a guy, it's like, well, why didn't you just leave?
right.
And that, for me, is why I think, like, what's everyone's opinion? I'd like to get everyone's opinion on
No,
that.
that's
Do you
facts.
feel like that happens?
Absolutely.
No, yes, that absolutely
does
happens.
happen.
Or like when a
Why?
woman cheats, it's different than when a man cheats. Like it's very like everyone knows that it's very different. The response is always very different. I never said it was a good thing.
No, I know.
But, like,
Why-
it's very obvious that
why
there's
is the
natural
response the way it is?
differences.
But why is the response the way it is? Why is it that if a guy is emotionally checked out of a relationship and he cheats, oh, now we're looking at him like, oh, he's a dog, da 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 da. But when it's women,
That nigga talking some shit right
I
now.
understand. I mean, she wasn't, you know.
Yeah, she didn't want to do that.
She
and
was
she
hurt.
didn't,
Well,
she didn't
because
have to
like
do
why
that.
is there?
I don't know, but this kind of I don't have an answer to that. I honestly don't have an answer to that. I don't
Well,
know
I
why, I don't know
appreciate
why
that
the
answer.
response is
Yeah.
always
Right.
different. I don't know.
I appreciate
Maybe
that
like,
answer.
but people
Please
also
be real.
use their own experiences. So like, if a woman says I was being checked out and I was like, oh, maybe she stayed because she really liked him. She thought he could change. Like that's maybe why I would stay.
Do you agree,
Or like
Bob?
maybe if he cheat, maybe like in her head, if she said he cheated, I'm like, oh, like somebody cheated on me. Like that nigga firmly did. Like that's just the experiences we have. We use those to try to navigate like other situations. So I don't know why people do that. I don't know. I think everyone's trash if they cheat. But I'm
I would
just
like
saying.
to elaborate.
Go ahead. Go.
Get an answer on the elaboration.
Go ahead. Go elaborate.
So, I'm told that flirting is cheating, right?
Flirting is cheating, he says. Okay.
That's what I've been told.
Quab, you literally flirt with the whole wide world. Do you
my
have a girlfriend?
God.
Oh no,
Yo,
Mr.
all
Beans. You were not referred to Mr.
All right,
Beans.
Hey, don't
Mr.
do
Beans by
that.
any other
I'm
name.
curious. Like,
What she said?
Don't harass our guest.
I'm not. I'm just curious.
And
Like,
his
he
name is
says
Mr.
if he's
Beans.
doing this.
But Quab, keep going. What were you saying, sir?
The man's name is Mr.
I don't
Beans.
even feel like talking anymore.
Oh, are you hurt?
Man oppressed. And
Yeah.
oppressed man. On
No,
the
this-
phone, look
this-
at that.
this
By
is-
a woman,
this-
that's all I'm saying. That's all.
You listen to like how I listen
This
to
is
my
detrimental to the
I
man's
can't hear him.
mental health.
Quab, what were you saying?
I love the queens, but I need to be listened to too, so I know how to do better.
Oh, I appreciate that. He said he want to do better. Oh, that's
Yes.
nice.
I heard that's cap though. I
That
heard
changes
when
my
men
mind.
men say that it's cap.
Hey, Quab, I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate you.
No, I have a
We
question.
really
I
do.
have a
Oh, you have a
question.
question
I have a
for
question.
Quab?
So
Wait.
Quab, yeah,
But Quab, I
Quab.
will say you did a good job defending yourself.
So Quab, here's my question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So my question is that, from a Ghanaian man to another Ghanaian man, when you're trolling, right? Did you still know that it was gonna spark conversation? Did you know, like, even though you're trolling, it was gonna spark?
He does this, bro. He does.
He actually does this.
My goal in trolling is to find an answer of
Ah.
some sort.
Thank you. That's a brilliant. That's a brilliant answer.
But
to my
he's not
question.
an organization that like prides itself on sexism.
human
That's like
beings
not
are
what
human
we're talking
beings.
about.
Hey, Quab.
Human
Quab,
beings are human beings.
Look, I appreciate you doing this. You're the first calling on this podcast, so shout out to you.
Shout out to you,
I
Quab.
appreciate it, and we'll talk more, bud.
All right, bye.
Bye.
But I will add, people were asking him questions, and he actually gave like a decent response. He said, "Why stay in a relationship if you've checked out emotionally a long time ago? It's one of the most crucial parts of the relationship. Sounds like she cheated emotionally to me, which is equal to physical cheating." I didn't say that part was the good part, but I'm just saying the first part was really good. And then another woman responded, "What point are you trying to make here?" He said, "I'm trolling 3 other women at the moment. Wait your turn, ma'am."
Oh wow, ruthless. Oh wow, that man
And then
has
he
some
added a
fire.
heart,
That's our quab.
to make it nice.
That-
He
that's
added a heart.
But yeah, I think.
But like to
Keep going.
conclude,
To
you know,
conclude.
like there's
Close
very
it out.
obvious things that like are seen different when men do them and are seen different when women do them.
Okay.
We don't have an explanation. We don't know why. We all entertain them. Don't act like y'all don't.
All right.
Everybody, you know, everybody entertains it a little. Like naturally, I'm going to side with the woman because
Well, I
I
don't
have
think-
probably, you know, naturally, biologically speaking, I'm probably going to entertain whatever the woman says because we always believe. Well, not
Oh, so
always, but
you're-
you know.
so you
I'm not
admit
saying
you're
I'm on
biased.
sweet. Yeah, I'm saying, but I don't think it's a bias that's like I'm doing like this bias on purpose. I think like.
I mean, you are.
No, but naturally I'm a female, so naturally I
That's
think
what
like
I'm
a
saying.
female.
But you're aware of it, so
Yeah,
therefore
I'm
you're
very
doing it
aw-
on purpose.
I don't think it's about being on purpose, but
Look,
sure.
If you're aware of something,
By
right?
definition, I'm gonna agree with you. By definition,
Yeah.
but like.
But by reality is different.
Yeah, it's a little. But
it's
no,
only
I
by
said
definition.
no. Don't do that. Don't do that. I,
mean,
I
you
said
like
by your
Kay.
definition, like it makes perfect sense. Like because I'm aware of what I'm doing, that means I'm doing it on purpose.
I mean, I'm just saying, you let Kay say it, and Tori definitely shot Meg.
what?
Yo, I
Sorry,
think we're approaching Casey.
Yeah, we are.
we are.
Yeah, but I wanted to like maybe this is a question we could ask. Like when you guys
Yeah.
do the video, can you do like a poll when we're announcing this episode drops? Because now I'm very curious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could pull in our IG.
Because I want to ask about the NCAA, but I don't want to spend too much time on it because we've been talking about inequalities and it's.
And
Yeah,
I'm over it. I'm very much over it.
Yeah, and
But the question for me was.
hold on, we didn't even. You
Oh,
don't
we
drop
gotta do a
Kay
premise.
saying
Yeah,
like
you
that.
can't
Yo,
just-
Hey,
you
yo,
gotta
hey,
relax with
hey, our beat
Hey, yo,
guys
hey,
say-
yo,
But that's
yo,
not what I
DJ.
know. But this isn't my case say questions.
No, but we're about
But
We
we
gotta
can
get
make
into it
it.
right now.
Okay,
We
we'll
can-
make
yo,
it.
yo,
Okay.
yo,
So then
DJ
I'll
D-Rec,
just
drop
I'll
the
just
beat.
dead one of my questions.
Hey yo, hey
I'll
yo.
just dead my question.
Yo, you
No, we didn't dead it.
intro.
No, we said let's cook it up. We give
Hey,
it the
hey,
proper
hey,
No,
yo,
I'm
DJ.
saying I'm gonna
marketing.
dead another one of my questions because this will count as one.
Oh, okay, go ahead. So, yo, DJ D-Rec, drop the beat real quick.
Let's do this.
You can do the intro?
Yeah, I don't remember it though. What's the rap again?
Alright.
No. We took over the intro.
Yeah, y'all
So
did.
DJ,
And I was just like,
Drop the beat.
We didn't take over the intro because that we cannot do that as men. Unless
Oh my God, Kurt, thank you very much. I
Yes,
apologize.
we cannot.
I apologize.
We cannot press
thank you so
this.
much. That was a
sincerely
really great
apologize.
point. Thank you for
apologize.
bringing that up.
We did not take over. We merely assisted.
we
And I apologize.
exactly. Come on,
I apologize.
DJ
sincerely.
D-Rec. Oh,
For those listening, I would really appreciate
Whoa.
another woman to
Whoa.
come on K-Say
Whoa.
because I'm sick of these niggas and they are
Yeah.
fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Thank you.
K-Say.
Thank you for listening.
K-Say.
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 I said Kendall. Kendall is not fucking with me today. Let's just.
Yo, drop the beat, hand.
Let's just.
Yeah,
say
drop
that.
the beat,
I
guys.
feel like that's a thing.
Bro, just drop
So
the
I
beat,
feel like
bro.
his answers are gonna be like.
I just want to get to these questions.
Yo, shout
Drop
out
the
K. Shout out K on K-Say. Come on, bro. Let's get this going.
get to
Come
it,
on.
let's get to it.
Question number 1.
All right. Question number 1 was originally not my question number 1, but we're gonna make it my question number 1.
Go ahead.
Boom.
The NCAA.
Right.
Y'all
Doing
know
this
me.
again.
I don't pay attention to
This
sports.
can we just be the last one? This is gonna be a while. This question.
Yeah,
is
because
gonna-
Keep it for the last
Yeah,
one?
keep it for the last
Look,
one.
Like
look,
we just
look,
discussed.
look at you guys.
Keep it for the last one.
taking over.
Dictating and telling
Just
Kay what to
mansplaining.
do on her segment.
You know, there's gonna be like a true, honest, legendary
You know, the
feminist
nerve of these
that
guys,
listens
you know?
to this
Oh my
podcast
God.
and is gonna be like, this is a problematic podcast.
Bring them on here.
I'm just no. I said a very wholesome, legendary, a good woman. And she gonna like stumble across this and be like,
not a
this
bad woman, huh?
is
Bring them on here. I
group
want to speak to them.
of
We
problematic people.
invite a feminist on here any day.
You know, there was one feminist I met in my lifetime, and I really wish I ran into her again. She was a very nice person.
All right.
But anyways, number 1.
Yo, Curry, yo,
I only brought it up because the conversation.
yo, stop that.
You see how they're
Yo, Curry,
trash?
stop that.
You see, I didn't even say anything. He's like, stop. The only reason why I brought that shit up, and I really, because it was a very nice person.
Okay.
And the reason, y'all not gonna laugh when I say this. I said
Curry's
the reason
going
why I remembered her is because when I was re-listening to last week's episode and I shared what happened to me, I actually chose violence, and I tried to find the messages from that night.
Oh, you talking about the
Yes,
The one that
the
we-
reason why I truly hate men.
Wait. Oh.
The last
Yes,
episode.
I found the messages from that night, and I was like,
copy.
yeah,
You still have them?
I do.
Yo, what's up with women saving messages?
It wasn't saved. It was on my iPad. It was on my iPad.
Oh, it was just stored,
Yes, it was stored.
but you knew it was there.
And it's backed
No, I
up.
looked. I was trying to find it. I'm like, damn. I wonder if I
She's
still
like,
have
I know
those
I got this
messages.
somewhere in the
I was
stash.
like, I know I could ruin somebody's life one day, but I don't
It's
want to do
backed
that.
up.
Yo, it's so
that means it's
crazy,
stored.
yo.
But I also have like so much storage, and that iPad is so old. That shit was from like college. So
And-
all my college messages are there, but none of the new ones are there.
Don't
So-
date anybody that saves messages.
Dog.
Terrible person to argue with. Well, you said it right here.
Yeah, in
I don't remember
2018,
that shit.
this is what you said.
I'm a different person now, okay?
Yeah, I don't remember that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't
But,
me.
Yeah, so that's why I said I really missed her. I hope she's doing very well. Anyways, number 1, religion. You see Handel rolling his eyes. Look, you see, I just shared a very personal experience,
She did,
and
she did.
Handel
It got
is
real
sitting
deep in
here.
You missed it. You missed out on it. It got deep. It got deep.
What you didn't say? What? Say it.
She got you.
Yo, ask me the damn question.
I was getting to it, and all I hear in my ears is hurry up, hurry up. Like, damn, nigga.
Man.
You took your time to get here. Why I can't take my time to ask
Bring up the cameraman, bro.
Okay.
Invisible Man said no.
Damn. Anyways, question
All right,
one.
let's do this.
Question 1.
This is very random. I was just thinking
Okay.
about religion.
That's
do you
okay.
guys follow a practice? Like, do you practice a specific religion?
I'll start.
Because I feel like you're on a new journey, so I actually wanted to ask you about that.
don't. Well, that's interesting you said that. What makes you feel that way?
Oh, you sent me, you sent me like a text, and you said Inshallah, and I was like, what?
Oh, inshallah.
Yes.
Inshallah it just means in God's will.
In
And I
what?
feel like
In
that's-
what religion?
That's in Muslim.
Yeah, so that's what I was asking. I was like, oh,
But,
maybe
but
you know
for
you.
me, I'm not Arabic or anything.
Yeah.
I say inshallah just because like it's in God's will. Like
Oh, okay.
I like that saying.
Yeah, like
so
the
I
lingo.
say it. But I'm not Muslim or anything like that.
Oh, I was just curious. That's why I asked.
You like the lingo?
Yeah, I do. I
Why
do.
you can also say, si Dieu voulait.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
It's like
way
the
I
same
see
thing,
it.
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
okay.
much. Like the way I see it is like I know people will be like, why is this? Why is he say inshallah like so long? Like for me, I just like
You 5%er.
yeah. But for me, I'm just like yo, like no, that's dope. That's a dope saying. Like
Oh.
I like that, and I think for me it just resonates with me. But to answer your question, make it short. I'm Christian because I believe in God. So I guess in my belief I'm Christian,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't follow.
You don't practice it the way.
Yeah, I don't.
That
I
was
don't-
actually my follow-up question. So
I don't
that's
like
good.
look at like.
So you
read
don't
the
like
Bible
use
verse
that
for
as a
verse, and I think the Bible is like a guide, and it has lessons in there to teach you about life.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's very dangerous when you use the Bible concrete and like the Bible said this, so we must be this, because
Yeah.
it's like that has been used in a lot of to do a lot of evil in
Yeah.
the world as well. So it's like I feel like there's a lot of lessons in there, and it's a guide to teach you on how to like
How to
kind of live your
navigate,
life.
yeah.
But I don't think you're supposed to go by it T for T.
Yeah.
Like, that's just me though.
Yeah,
Gets.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's the same, along the same lines. So I do read the Bible, but I look at the Bible as a moral prescription, just strictly a moral prescription. I believe in God because I mean, you look around.
You read the Bible?
I read the Bible from
For
time
fun?
to time. Not for fun, but like
Now, Gits has
sometimes.
a highlighter with the Bible.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not for fun. Sometimes you know
Yeah,
I
if you run into it with
I
it.
go in there because it's such a controversial text. So sometimes I go in there to look at certain things. Sometimes I go in there to read, and sometimes through reading there's like certain more prescriptions that are painted a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I do that. But as far as like, so I think his question about religion, as far as like organized religion, organized structured religion, where you have to go to church and act certain ways and do certain things in very specific ways, no, I don't do that. But
Okay.
I do read the Bible. I do believe in God. There's certain practices in the Bible that I guess I would say I adhere to, like
Yeah,
praying.
Like what?
Praying.
Okay.
Praying. But like I don't practice like I guess like communion and going and having your feet washed and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you didn't wait for marriage?
Yeah. So as I was saying,
I don't believe he did.
As I was saying, so yeah, that's it. That's
You know,
it.
it's me being
You
accurate.
nasty man.
Gross.
Heathen.
I
Literally.
am a virgin.
You know what's funny?
Stop it.
That we're having this conversation, I'm interested to hear from this guy.
Me too,
Mr.
because my
Miami?
follow-up
Mr. Miami.
question. The reason why my follow-up.
To hit it, I got
Not
it.
him. Because my follow was, I said, does that have an impact on how you live your life? So you guys kind of answered it, you
Yeah.
know? But now I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm curious about this young man.
All right. Well,
I see you at l'église chaque dimanche.
listen. So obviously, yes, I am a
Jezebel.
Christian. I believe in God.
What branch of Christianity do you?
So
Haitian Baptist.
no.
Pentecostal?
No.
There's like a
Yes,
seed.
Pentecostal. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So my parents, my mom grew up going to Catholic school. I think she started off in Catholicism, but then branched off into Christianity, like Pentecostal Christianity, whatever. So I mean, obviously, like growing up, I was in church every Sunday. Now I'm older. Like
Did
I
you
still
ever
go
get
to
beat
church.
to go to church?
No.
Good
I
question,
did.
Mike.
I still go to church.
I got my ass
every,
whooped.
Not every Sunday.
Going to
but-
church.
What do you say?
My mom used to whip me.
Oh yeah.
I used to try to.
I looked at this dude's eyes and like you see,
Bro.
you can see that all the trauma came back. It's like
Sunday mornings was no joke.
Sunday morning, Beyblades on, Power Rangers.
Yeah.
on. I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to go to no
Digimon.
church. I'm trying to watch Digimon. I was like, you going to church?
Right.
And I used to be like, let me sleep.
That ass.
This service is.
Then you hear that,
at
live
7:45.
it.
If I sleep long enough, my mom ain't gonna wake me up.
Because
See?
that's going to take too long.
So I'm gonna take too
Yes.
long. Like I'm gonna leave you. We gonna go next week. I'm like, I'm gonna get out of this, bro. I used to get my ass. My mom.
The bell will come out of nowhere.
Get your ass up, nigga. Get here. I'm like, so yeah, but keep going. Just
Yeah. But yeah, no, I still go to church every Sunday, mainly because like it's just something that we do. Like we go as a family, so you know, keep them all happy. Like I'll go by myself sometimes, but normally it's really just with them. But as far as like practicing religion the way that my parents do, definitely don't do that. There's some things that I do follow, and there's a lot of things that I don't. But like you guys were saying, like using the Bible, because that's one thing that my parents would always like bring up
Use
was
it
like,
against
yo,
you.
yeah, they'll use the Bible like, oh, like the Bible said this,
No,
so
Daniel
you shouldn't be
Lizzy.
doing this. No, you shouldn't be partying. You shouldn't be drinking. You shouldn't be, like da 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 da. But
is that what they say? Da,
Yeah.
da, 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 da.
da 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 da.
Da, da, da.
Yeah. It don't be making sense. To
Bro,
them, it
it's-
makes
it's a lot
sense.
of
So
shit that
I
makes
heard
sense.
that.
But like, but my thing is with the Bible, and this is actually my thing with religion, just because growing up in going to church all the time and going to private school where they when I went to private school, I was in middle school. We had to memorize Bible verses, like scriptures, every
Yeah,
month.
for sure.
you
Yeah,
know, like they
yeah,
gave
yeah.
us a new one every month. We had to memorize. Like
I used to get tested on it.
right, and then exactly. My thing with it is more like, and I mean like, and this is not to sound disrespectful to like
Those
Christians,
who
and like
practice
just from my
It's about
personal
to get disrespectful.
from my personal experience, it's a lot of like
Incredibly so.
it's a lot of hypocrisy
Hypocrisy,
going
yeah.
on within like church and organized religion
Absolutely.
and things like that. Like, you know, they'll tell you, oh, do unto others as you would want them to do to you, but then like they'll be the first person to judge, you know, when they see something that they don't like or that's not the norm within their, you know, within church or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Bro, go to a Haitian church and pull up in jeans, bro.
Slow.
You'll hear it from every
Suddenly you're prostitute.
yo facts. Like they'll call you names, like, bro, it's that's just what it is.
That's true.
Right?
That's
So it's
true.
like I don't agree with some of the things that they do, but you know, for structure, it's good. It's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You know, it keeps you on the, you know, the straight path, like whatever. But then there's just certain things that, you know, you come off like, I think it's somewhere in the Bible it says don't eat like shellfish. Like, bro, I love seafood. Like, like, I'm not gonna give that shit up, bro.
It's like all
That's
the
like a
meats
perfect
are
example.
meats.
That's
It's
like
like you
the
shitting me?
Right.
Oh, the Lord messed up with this one.
My nigga, I'm willing to go to hell. I'm willing to
My
die.
nigga bugging, bro. That shit fire, cuz. Like,
Well, he made it for a reason.
It's like my nigga, if you eat beef,
feel
I
me?
will eat the seafood.
right, like,
Meat
you
is
know,
meat.
and I know, like, you know, some people don't eat pork, and that's like, but that's necessarily not the religion thing. It could just be from a health standpoint.
Yeah.
You don't want to eat pork.
Lay off the swine, brother.
Yeah, off the swine. Me personally, I'll eat bacon.
Yeah, you sound like a 5%.
You better lay up that swan, brother.
Exactly. I mean, like shit like
I
that.
said, brothers, just
Shit like that, I don't really
5%.
I don't really follow. But you know,
Yeah.
when it's more about, you know, the quality of your character,
Right.
Yeah.
and you know how you should live life, how you should treat others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then that's when I really look at it like, okay, this is something that I can follow.
And it's
But
sensible that way.
It's the
too.
other, yeah, but the other stuff, like those are just some examples, like you know what I mean.
You know what's funny, Endo? And I've never told you this. Like, I pay close attention to all my friends. Like, more so than I think that they know that I pay attention. Not on some stalker shit, neither.
Yeah.
But like just on some like
The fact that he had to say it wasn't stalker, it's like makes it more
not on some stalker
stalkerish.
shit.
Yo,
but just on some-
listen. He
just
comes on
some
Clubhouse
shit.
and looks at what I'm saying.
Nah, just on some
Stalker.
shit like just on some
Stalker.
shit like oh, like I could tell this person does this often, and I don't say anything. I'm just like, I observe it. One thing I've observed about you over the years since I've known you is like I can tell you're not forced to go to church. It's something that
Yes.
you like
Yeah.
doing, right? And I always wondered, and I'm glad that we're having this conversation. Like, yo, why does Endo?
He be going like,
He be going,
like early
but he goes,
after a night.
But
of
he goes like
partying.
he said. He goes alone. Like
Yeah.
sometimes he won't
Yeah.
go with his family. Sorry, kid.
No.
Sometimes he won't go with his family. And I always thought to myself like, that's interesting because for me, I've had religious friends, and my number one thing with them is always like, I'm Christian due to belief, but like, I don't feel like if I don't go to church,
You're
I'm
bad.
more of a
yeah,
person,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
like, I don't feel like if I don't go to church, like I'm not following the word of God or anything like that. And out of all my religious friends, you've never been one to be like, and it's always stood out to me like, you've never been one to be like, yo, fam,
Why you do
why
that?
don't you go to church?
Yeah.
You should go to church. And that's something that's always just stood out.
Because I feel like, and I will never like I feel like if you say you're a Christian, you believe in God, you know, just because I don't feel like you have to go to church to experience, you know, your
The
beliefs,
word,
your
yes.
word. Like, you know what I mean? Like people do it in their own ways. Like, you know what I mean? Me, I'll go because it's like
You're not gonna do it without it.
I'll go by myself sometimes just because like that's a place where like it's quiet.
You can clear your
know
head.
what I mean? Like it clears your head. It's like a reset. You know, like especially if you're going through some shit, like, you know, I'm like, yeah, like I'll go like
For
know,
you,
yeah, for
not
me,
for
like,
others.
yeah, for me.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I'm
sometimes,
saying.
like if my parents are going to church, like our church, they have 3 different services. I'll go to like the early one so I can go by myself. You know what I mean? Sometimes, just so that I'm not with them, I'm just like in my own little thing.
I can tell it's a
but it's
personal
like
thing.
I don't need to go to feel something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could be at the crib. You know, I could watch a live stream and I'll get the same thing. You
Yeah.
know what
Yeah,
I mean?
correct,
Like,
correct.
so I feel like for anyone, like, you know, you don't have to, you know, go to church. And that's one thing that was actually like growing up, like they would use that against you, like, oh, you don't go to church, you're this, you're this,
Yeah,
you're this.
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like no, like you don't need to, and that's like the old school mindset of thinking about it, like
Then COVID hit. They're like,
exactly right. It's like
Everyone going to hell.
I'm like,
you know, but yeah, it's like
Can't like that too much.
if you can find a way to do it your own specific way, like there's no, like you might not be the most religious person. I'm not the most religious person. Like
Yeah.
y'all niggas know that, like you know that for sure.
Well, what do you mean by that?
One thing I've picked up about Hendo.
What is he talking
One
about?
thing I've picked up about
Who
Hendo
knows?
is that Hendo was like mindful spaces. You guys remember like how he go to the gym and he's saying like, oh, sometimes I go to the gym because it's like therapy. Like that's something I've noticed about him. He's like kind
I
of
think
about
you just
spaces.
have a crush on Hendo.
Back to season 5.
Bringing it
but-
back to season 5.
Yeah, back to season 5.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not
on
gonna
this show,
lie.
I've said your name at least 8 times.
I'm
But
not gonna lie. I hate, I be sitting at home, getting fatter. Just me eating up, going through my snaps, going through my IG. I see it.
already
I
know
see
what
this
you about to
nigga
say.
with the roll. I'm sitting there like, damn, man. Now I gotta go to the gym.
Do you share the activity with him on your Apple Watch?
Hell, fuck no.
Bro, that should be getting me depressed. Hendo close all rings. I'm like, it's 2 o'clock.
Nigga be sitting there with the
How?
Nigga be sitting there with the do-rag and the beats on. Nigga be looking like official. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Beats is fire.
Nigga be looking like he really worked, like he really do this. And I'm sitting there like,
Damn,
damn, nigga, I'm just getting fatter.
You're
and
waking
this
up at 10 and all the rinks are closing.
I'm like, it's fucking 7 in the
I'm telling
morning,
you, bro. Endo's out here with the rope going.
Maybe I should
hard.
add you so then you can be annoyed too when
And
I'm like hitting up my 10 miles.
Here's the thing that's annoying, right?
He just has a crush.
It's like the finest.
Oh my God.
Like, bro,
Like,
it's
yo, I'm
COVID.
not gonna mention
It's
anything
COVID.
again.
How the fuck are you
It's
getting to the
creepy.
finest
I'm gonna add you,
establishment
Chase.
for gyms?
I'm not interested.
How, bro?
This thing is stupid.
But I would also say I used to be way more religious than I actually was, and then I opened my eyes and I realized there's so much more to this world than, and then I realized I was like, like we listen to these people on the stage, we listen and they're
Correct.
doing some sketchy, inappropriate things, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't listen to what you say, but your interpretation of the Bible, because you're not even following it yourself. And there are times where I used to catch myself, this girl, she used to say, she would post pictures of the Bible and do other stuff, and I'm like, I never seen you go to church. But then I'm like, damn, that's mad judgy, Kay, because not everybody
Gotta be
goes to
careful of
church.
that. Yeah,
Not
yeah.
everybody has the same way to practice a certain religion, whatever. My mom always asked me, she's like, you never go to church, you never pray. I said, oh, I didn't know you were sleeping next to me. How you know I don't pray? I don't pray, but it's not your business.
Uflika.
And now my parents are real. I think especially my parents now, they don't wake me up to entertain church. They've been stopped doing that.
Yeah.
And solely, it literally was one service. I think it was 3 years ago, Easter. And this was around the time.
You don't think, It sounds pretty specific.
Because I brought my friend,
on a
our
journey.
brother brought his friend. It was a thing. Easter was the church. My cousins come from Canada, were here. We all went as a family. And when I left church, I usually feel a sense of soft and kind. But when I left that sermon, I was not having that sermon. And it was why would I want to go to church and listen to them preach about hate? I want to go to church and listen to them preach about love and all these things. They were sitting here complaining about transgender and gay and all this stuff. And I'm it's Easter. Why aren't we talking about
At that
the
point,
resurrection, the good
it's
stuff?
like
That completely steered me away from maybe it
That's
was
another thing.
that church, or maybe it was church in general. But ever since then, I'm nah. So then I tried to go to another church in Medford, and it was 30-minute sermon. I'm like, damn, I just got here. I feel I like the Haitian songs we sing when we were kids. I don't
Shit,
get that
those songs
same
used to
energy.
hit.
Those songs were busting.
Those
Right?
songs used to
I'm
hit.
I don't get that
Okay.
same energy. So now I just don't go. I'll pray at night. I do know that there's something up there that keeps us safe and keeps us well.
Something
But I
out
don't-
there. I don't
There's
know if it's
something
up,
out
I don't know if
there.
it's down,
But
know if
I
it's
don't.
left,
I'm
right.
just.
I just know it's there.
Yeah,
Something's
there's
there.
definitely a person that creates miracles.
Yeah.
There's definitely someone that keeps us safe and does all these good things.
Provides
but
grace.
I honestly don't think that me swearing should get me to hell. I don't think that the things that I be doing should get me
Well-
to hell.
well,
I think I have to be a good
ahead.
person
I wanna
and do my best.
Yeah,
That's it.
I agree with you, and I think so. I think one of the problems that I have with church, and this is something that I've noticed just throughout
Yeah.
the years of going, all the time, is that the preacher, the pastor, priest, whatever you want to call him, it matters, bro.
It does.
It really does
Oh, yeah, for
matter.
sure.
And I
Cheerleader.
feel like a lot more young people would go to church and they see it as a normal thing if they had they took the not didn't take the time, but if we had just younger
Folks, yeah.
folks.
Relatable.
They'll sit there
Relatable,
and
right.
say,
So it's I don't want to go to a church and the pastor's an old white man, you know what I mean?
Can't relate.
I'm like, bro, I don't.
Yeah.
Wait, what you're saying to me, a lot of this shit
Makes
does
no
not
sense.
relate to me,
Yeah.
at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's so I'm not gonna be pressed to want to come back. You know what I mean? But if it's what's that dude's name?
I know who you're talking about.
The
People, the one that he's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's relatable, he
you don't-
gets.
Right, it don't have to be
2020.
it don't have to be him, on YouTube, fucking social media famous or whatever. But just a younger person who can relate to things that are going on in today's world for our generation.
They'd be
you know
like,
what
wait
I
for
mean?
marriage. How?
Right.
How I'm gonna do that?
That's why shout out to Oben because I know
yes.
he
He's
does
working.
his thing. Bro, if you know Oben, bro, he
is
used to be in the
a
club with us,
switch.
bro. He used to be in the club with us.
Correct,
You know what I mean? He was there on my 21st birthday.
I wasn't even sure. He's on a journey himself.
Yeah, but that journey is way more inspiring than listening to the
Exactly.
older people.
I would rather
wow,
listen
he
to,
had
bro,
this experience.
He's
and
not
he liked
ordained
this
or
life
nothing,
better.
bro. He's not ordained nothing. He didn't go to Bible college. But I'd rather listen to him talk, versus some some dude that I don't even
That's the
know,
problem,
like
like,
who's 60,
those
75 years
qualifications.
old, like
Yeah.
It's just that's the
They'd
problem.
be like,
There's-
"Oh, I majored in theology and I
Right,
did
yeah.
X, Y, and Z."
Right, none of that
and
shit
like,
matters,
I'm like,
bro.
what?
Yeah, those qualifications, like trying to qualify people, like there's some people like you're talking about with your friend. There's some people that you could tell like these are true inspirations that can
Yeah.
get people into the right direction, as opposed to someone that goes to school comes in and it's like just technical.
Telling you, like literally reading
Everything
the
is
Bible
technical
and
and
then
mechanical.
telling you, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's
Nah.
just.
I just wanted to say, just to, and we can kind of close on this. I think at the end of the day, you got to know why you go to church, and I think you have a pretty
Yeah.
sound understanding of why. And I also think ultimately, at the end of the day, like we just live in a society where that kind of mentality is changing. What I'm hoping is for the next generation, we could basically explain to them like, you don't have to go to this establishment or anything like that. Because one of the things, and you touched on it, is like, I resented going to church because of everything that it came with. Like, my mom literally forced me to go. And I'm the type of person, if you know me, I hate being forced to do anything. And that's since I was a kid. So, like, I always felt like I was there as a chore, and I didn't have a good relationship with church because of that.
Exactly.
Whereas, like,
Yeah.
for my kid, I want them to
Wanna
have
go,
that.
Know what they- yeah.
Like, I want
They
you to
wanna
go
go.
because you want to go.
Yeah.
And I feel like people who went because they just wanted to go, or people who weren't forced to go, usually have a better relationship with going to church, as opposed to people as myself was like, oh, this just brings up like memories of having to go.
Yeah.
Or even like a better
that.
relationship with like whoever they believe in.
Correct.
I feel like when we were growing up, I like low-key resented the person up there because I'm like, damn, like my mom said if I do X, Y, and Z, you were gonna punish me. I'm like, damn, like I didn't even, like it's like
Yeah.
it makes you resent like the religion and all of that stuff that you believe in when you're forced and you're like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
brainwashed into thinking all these things. So it's so much better now that we're older and we can like make our own decisions about where we want
Would
to
you
go.
guys?
And I think
Go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say, would you guys, let's say, you guys, if whenever you guys have kids or whatever, if you do, not would you force them to go to church, but like, would you feel some type of way if they chose to like follow a different religion than the one that you?
If you know me, hell no.
So with me, I think religion is a funny thing because I think yours comes with like a little extra.
Yeah, you have,
just
like,
'cause,
the culture,
you
too.
have like culture. It's not just religion.
Yeah.
It's culture. Like
Yeah.
it's like intertwined with each other.
Right. And that's what I was gonna like even touch on K's point. I think, man. So you know how
Now
Kay
he
was
has a crush on me.
Kay was just talking about the idea of religion. I see religion in so many different aspects, bro.
Yeah.
And I think the religion that you understand is better than one that you don't. In some ways, I get it. I think when people talk about religion, people focus on like the main religions, like the Abrahamic religions and like Buddhism and all that stuff. But the other things that are very religious, I think even political structures and political institutions or political ideologies, like Democrats versus Republicans, they're all religions.
Yeah.
It's just that it's a religion that just happens in your mind without like a specific structure. The structure's in your mind, but you're not aware of it, like going to church and doing things a certain way.
Correct.
So with me, as far as like, and I've thought about this a billion times, like with me, even now, if I found the right church to go to, I would go to it. If I found a community that was exercising faith in action, as opposed to just like exercising
Chatting.
exercising words and like you have to do that, and it's almost like oppressive. But they were exercising faith, like you believe there's a God, right?
Yeah.
And this God created this world according to certain principles, and we have to kind of like live with love and do certain things certain way to be able to help the community move along and get along. I'll go there. But the church is now not doing that. Like Kay was saying, it's more about you're gay, you're going to hell. Like,
Yeah,
and
this.
it's kind of like you're supposed to facilitate love within that community. If I find a church like that, I'll go. So for my kids, I can't help but I feel like I have to get them a good starting point.
Yeah.
And to give them a good starting point, I will bring them to church. I'll never force them, but I'll bring them to church casually for them to get that good starting point.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yes, and I will also explain from my point of view how they can decouple
Branch
the
out,
idea.
yeah.
Decouple the idea that I have to be here. Oh, I'm gonna go there. I'll explain to them like, hey, this is about love. This is a foundational thing that facilitates community.
Yeah.
Don't feel like, you know what I mean, and explain that. And by that, if my kid understands and they still enjoy going to that community and going to church, cool. If they have that foundation and they go to another religion, I know because they have that foundation, there's certain
There's
things
something
that are
they're looking for.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's a brilliant answer. I like that answer. And I think for me as somebody who's I'm Christian, but like there's parts of Buddhism that I love.
Yeah.
And if you know me, like you kind of
Yep.
get that sense about me where it's like there's a lot in Buddhism that I love, but the beauty about Buddhism is there's practices and different things like that, but you don't have to be a Buddhist in order to adopt them into your life.
Right.
And I feel like that free flow is something that you don't get in other religions or followings, where it's like, if you're Christian, you're this.
Yeah.
You have to be this, and it's this. If you're Muslim, you're this, and you have to be this way. Where with Buddhism, it's like, you can be Christian. It's fine. You could just take some practices here and there and put it in your day-to-day. Yeah. And one of the most important classes in my life that I took, I was always like really good at theology, because it's like in theology, at least in the classes I took, it was like thought-provoking. And it wasn't like, well, this is this. Like I'll give it to an example. My senior year, I had a gay theology teacher. And that was like, he couldn't tell the school that he was gay, because like that was frowned upon, obviously. But like, there was a lot of studies of different religions that we did, and like I learned that year like voodoo was a religion, and I didn't know that. I always voodoo's bad, like voodoo's this, voodoo's that, but voodoo was a religion. There's like tons of different religions out there outside of the ones that you talked about, and it just made me think like, yeah, to answer your question, and this question, I would want my kid to kind of just explore and see what it is that fits you. You don't have to be me, and I would never force that, because I know the feeling of being forced to do something and what that created. So I would never want to like, there's of course like I'm a parent and I want to make sure that I guide you as much as I possibly can. But when you get to a certain age, you have to make that decision for yourself, what it is that you want to be. So if you're Muslim, like let's say for example we're Christian and you become a Muslim, that's fine. Like I can't be upset with you. Like I'm far more, I think because of that and the way like in my study of theology, I'm just far more accepting of different religions.
Right.
I think that's a good. Well, I was gonna answer, but I was gonna say sometimes like I don't think it's about me being offended or me being like hurt that they chose a different religion. I think for me, like I will feel like uncomfortable or scared because I won't be able to support them in their journey. But like that for me, that comes with anything. Like if my kids turn out to be like gay or lesbian or decide to entertain another.
I'm sorry, I know I didn't.
Why is he right? I'm saying I'm going to love my kid either way, but I'm gonna feel scared because I don't know if I can fully like understand what they're going. Understand what they're going through, if I can best support them, like all these things. I think about that all the time. So I always.
You do nothing, bro. Finish.
I'm just saying, as with anything, whenever you meet somebody who's different from you, you have a little bit of fear.
Reservation.
Yes, you have a little bit of like, oh my God, how can I like, now I have to make sure I don't offend them. Now I have to make sure I can best support them. Are they going to be able to come to me and talk to me the way they would be able to come to somebody who, like someone else who can relate to them? Those are the things that I think about. Correct. I don't think it's about me being offended or me being butthurt or me being sad or any of that. I think for me, like, I'm honestly just be scared. Be like, I don't know how I can support you. You know, you ever watch those? You guys probably don't watch those videos, but I always find the randomest videos to watch. And it was like, what if people had to come out as straight, or what if people had to tell like their Muslim family that they're practicing Christianity? Like, and it's like that awkward conversation where religion, sex, all that stuff is like what we're not supposed to talk about. So what happens when we do?
Yeah, I think that's a good place to stop. Kay. Do you have any additional questions?
I have 3, but we've been here for like a really long time.
Yeah, this show's been packed. We could do a part 2.
Correct.
Yeah, we could definitely.
We could do a part. Yeah, not today.
Look at this one over here.
This one's like, I need to get the fuck out of here. My other questions weren't as thought provoking. They were just like random. So
Okay.
That was the one that I really wanted to ask.
Yeah.
But I know, Handel. Damn, Mr. Outside.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Mr. Miami.
Sir, what happened? We're still recording here.
Invisible man, stay out the shop.
What's Invisible Man's bro? Invisible Man.
He want to go outside too.
Yo, keep recording, bro.
Stay out the shop, man.
Bro.
You didn't cut that part out. You're invisible.
Oh no, he wasn't in the shop.
No.
However, any shout outs? I just want to give a quick shout out.
I don't have shout outs today.
Shout out to, of course, the lovely Cliff and Ferretina Prophet.
Yes, baby news.
I kept the secret. No one knew.
Proud of you.
Kept it from everyone. Going to be an uncle, proud uncle of a baby girl who was on the way. So happy for you guys. Congratulations again. And
When are you gonna have kids?
And shout out to my mama. Mama, I love you. You know, it's your boy.
B.O.P..
I'm
It's your
shining.
boy.
I'm
Hold it
shining.
down. It's your boy.
I'm shining. I love you. Shout out to everybody out there going through hard times. Shout out to my cousin who just had a baby boy, Armin. Welcome to the family. Yeah, and prayers out to everybody. Again, going through anything in life, whether you're up or you're down. Just prayers out to y'all, and hopefully God provides grace.
Yeah. So
Inshallah.
Are you Muslim? Yeah. So shout out to Abby for landing a row. Yeah, I know
Is
you
that
do.
your girlfriend?
Shout out to Abby for landing a row. Yeah. I know that was tough.
Is
and-
that the girlfriend announcement?
No. She
She?
auditioned.
Okay, yeah, that's his
She
girlfriend, that's his
auditioned
girlfriend.
for like a position. She got it, and she won. She did a thing. Shout out to
She's
you.
an actor?
Yeah. Shout out to you.
Actress?
Oh, cool.
And shout out to the team. Mr. Miami's back. You know, shout out to them that were 4. I'm happy that we're back again.
You're about to go on
another
trip to
date?
Ghana.
Yeah. But shout out
Oh,
to the
vacation
team for-
soon come. Y'all gonna miss me next week. I won't be here.
Yeah.
Did you
That's
find me a replacement? Another woman? You hear him saying thank God?
We're not finding replacements. We're not finding.
You're not finding a
We're
replacement
not
for
doing that.
me?
We're gonna recognize
We're gonna bring-
your own break. We're gonna
I
recognize-
can't wait to hear the book. You wouldn't fucking do it.
Bring
You
who
gotta
on?
cut that part on. Semblance.
Oh. Oh. Keep going.
Cut that out.
But shout out to who?
I wasn't saying a shout. I was just saying I won't be here next week.
She
And
was,
I'm
she
sad
was, she
about
was
that.
interfering me. That's-
No, I was not.
Ando, do you have a shout out, sir?
Oh wow.
Shout out to like
Yo,
Larry.
y'all shout out y'all mama. Y'all
Oh,
daddy.
shout out moms. Yo, my mom is in Ghana right now. Yo,
Shout out God. Y'all
It's your son. I love
Shout
you.
out my pops.
You know
Shout
what
out to
funny
y'all.
thing I saw about the whole
Keep it down.
Saweetie and
Hold
the
it down,
Quavo
Hawaii.
Shout out, Dad.
What's her name?
I love you too.
Saweetie. I'm kidding. It's Sweetie.
You
But
want-
she was saying, somebody tweeted, they were like, oh, like, Sweetie got to get over niggas who still screaming mama in all their videos.
This is ad-lib on the show.
Mama.
She's like, she got to get over it.
Look, that there for season 6, episode 2. I'd like to thank you guys for watching up to this point and listening. If you're listening on
As
it,
always.
shout out again. YouTube
Oh, I had a good
viewership.
question. We'll do it next time I'm here.
Yeah.
Because now I'm curious, but I want to
Shout out to the YouTube viewership. Shout out to the Spotify,
The weirdos.
SoundCloud, Widows on Google, Apple. Shout out to all y'all. And then for the podcast.
As always.
As always.
K gonna fuck it up.
No, we
Tapped
both
in,
fucked
bro.
it up.
it
Just tapped in, bro. Y'all,
Ready, ready?
y'all all fucked
Ready,
up.
ready?
I be out for
I don't
this
know.
long, and I remember this shit.
Bro,
No, I did it. I did it too. I
fresh.
didn't fuck up. I
You
did it.
fresh about it. Ready? As always.
Look at he's about
You
to do it
see-
again. He's about to do it again.
It's about to come. He's like, yeah.
Oh, I've been everywhere. Come on.
This nigga started praying. He's
All
like,
right, ready though? As always, stay tapped
tapped
in.
in.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to episode 2, season 6. Again, host F.A.Zell. Join us next week as we come back with a bevy of fun. Different setup for the pod next week. Our man Gids decided to visit the motherland, so it's gonna be quite the interesting dynamic. So join us again next week. Definitely appreciate the love and support thus far. Season 6, episode 2. Peace and love. Let's go.